So good morning students. So it is already we have discussed about different viscosity terms, concept of viscosity, and with this different other types of parameters. With this also I told you different types of flows, Newtonian flow, non-Newtonian flow. With this today we will discuss about another property, that is thixotropy. So this in this thixotropy generally in case of, let us say, in case of non-Newtonian flow, when we have applied one shearing stress, what already I told you, when we have applied one shearing stress, then the rate of shear will also change after some time. But in normal cases, what we will see, it will recover in its original position. Suppose we have applied shearing stress here, automatically in the same way it should come. It should come in the same curve how we have applied the shearing stress. But sometimes in the recovery of the curve, we can see it is shifted to leftward, or the downward curve is shifted to left. It's because it changes in viscosity and it's taking more time to get a correct viscosity whatever is the original. So like that, let us see in thixotropy, the first one, let us discuss about pseudoplastic flow and plastic flow. In case of pseudoplastic flow and plastic flow, generally what I told you, gel will be formed first to solution, then solution will be, when we remove the shearing stress, automatically once again it will get its gel form. That means it's having more viscosity at starting. At the original solution is the more viscous, but when we have applied shearing stress, its viscosity decreases, and once again during recovery or when we will remove the shearing stress, automatically it will gain to its original viscosity and will be converted to gel form. That means we will see an increase in viscosity. We will see an increase in viscosity. But in case of here, we can see when we apply shearing stress, it is taking more time to recover its original viscosity, original form, and also we can see a decrease in viscosity. We can see a decrease in viscosity. This is because when we are taking a gel formation, they are linked with each other. The liquids are linked with each other. But when we have applied, when we will remove the when we are applying the shearing stress, that particular viscosity or the links between the particles will break down and they will show a less viscosity or decrease in viscosity. So that is the cause why we are saying it changes the recovery time in case of thixotropy. So that's why thixotropy we can define it is an isothermal process and comparatively slow recovery on a standing of a material and a consistency lost through shearing. A consistency lost through shearing. That means it is an isothermal process, but we will see the consistency loss and slow recovery of the system. So that is your thixotropy. This recovery process we are telling as thixotropy. Now let us discuss about these different types of formulations, different types of liquids. As I told you, in case of, let us discuss about pseudoplastic flow and plastic flow. In this case, what will happen? The recovery time will be less and it will take more time to recover, and also there is a decrease in viscosity. You can see here, this is pseudoplastic flow, this is for plastic flow. So we can see the downward curve, this is up curve, this is downward curve. So the upward curve is regular, but the downward curve, that is recover time, it is showing shifted to leftward and there is a decrease in viscosity. In both the cases of pseudoplastic and plastic flow, we can see the similar things. Let us discuss about this thixotropy in dilatant system. So in the dilatant system, what you will see, the thixotropy generally it will show like a sol gel sol. Sol gel sol means solution will be converted to gel, then once again it will be converted to solution. That means when there is a solution, when we apply the shearing stress, it will be converted to gel, and gel will be converted to salt when you will remove the shearing stress or force. So here also it is shifting to leftward. Also there is a decrease in viscosity in case of dilated flow also. So this is the thixotropy of different formulations. So let us will discuss about another parameter, that is rheopexy. Rheopexy means the reformation of gel structure. Reformation of gel structure means when we apply shearing force on a gel, it is converted to sol first, and when we remove the shearing stress, it is converted to gel. And this thing is taking more time, and this time to recover taking more time than the regular. So that is the thixotropy what is told. But there is a process to get faster. There is a process to recover the solution, the liquid, to its original position. There is a technique that is known as rheopexy. Rheopexy is nothing but a reformation of gel structure by applying gentle and regular movement, or we can tell rolling and rocking motion. So when we will apply this type of force, rolling and rocking motion, to a particular liquid, then it will recover to its original consistency. So this type of phenomena we are calling as rheopexy. And with this, there is also another phenomena that is known as negative thixotropy. Negative thixotropy means it's a different type of phenomena. That means it's completely reverse to thixotropy. That means here we can see the gap. When we have applied shearing stress, the curve will be upward. That means the regular manner, whatever it has to show, it will show either decrease in viscosity or increase in viscosity. But when it will recover, it will show an increase in viscosity. In case of thixotropy, you will see when it will recover, it will show a decrease in viscosity. But in case of negative thixotropy, it will show an increase in viscosity. That much amount it will take time. So you can see here, first position A in upward direction is shifted to left, right side. And here it is shifted to left side, here it is shifted to right side. Once again, when you apply shearing stress, then once again the viscosity will increase. Like that, this type of phenomena we will see, and this is maybe due to collision between the particles inside the suspension or any type of formulation. When you are shaking, when you are applying shearing stress, due to collision between the particles, the consistency will increase, and this type of phenomena is called as negative thixotropy. Like that, let us discuss about, this is a rheology of pseudoplastic flow, plastic flow. Let us discuss about what is the rheology of ointment and gels. So in the rheology of ointment gel, generally it is also, as we are handling different types of ointment gels, it is also showed this type of thixotropic phenomena. But we can use different parameters to determine thixotropy, and we can recover that way. We can formulate that way so that this type of phenomena will be less. Like that, in rheology of powders also, the powders generally we need a good flow property so that it can be filled well in a particular container. And also, when we are handling powders, we need to prepare different types of dosage forms by using powders like tablets, capsules. So in these cases, what will happen? It should fill properly, it should flow properly to the dye cavity from the hooper, so that there should be good compression of tablets or good filling of the capsules, and there will be no weight variation. So that's why there should be a good flow property. So it is like that, to prevent this type of phenomena, to prevent stickiness between the particles, we are adding different types of lubricating agent to increase the flow property of solids. So this is all about your rheology and thixotropy, negative thixotropy. The next class we will discuss about determination of your viscosity by different types of methods. As I told you, there is two types of flows, Newtonian flow and non-Newtonian flow. So in case of Newtonian flow, it is very simple to determine the viscosity because always we will get a constant viscosity. But in case of non-Newtonian flow, it will be different because it will say different types of viscosity at different time intervals. So that's why we need a different types of instruments, techniques to determine the viscosity. So that thing we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.